But
is here. My name's Michelle Beadle. We're managing, I'm not going to say that, actually. What they're about to have me say, that was not going to
I was about to say, don't do it, man.
Paul Pierce is doing some load management. He'll be here long enough to propose some wagers in a bit. Another great NBA night. Red hot Blazers visiting the also very hot Raptors. And then the best team in the league, the Bucks, with the freak, who is Greek, just downstairs against LeBron and Lakers, who obviously are desperately trying to cling on to those playoff chances. Things are getting real. Let's run it. First up, some news today. Woj reporting that Pau Gasol's 27-game season with the Spurs is finito. The veteran center bought out by San Antonio, which means he can head north to Milwaukee. He was averaging career lows in points, rebounds, and minutes. Now, given his age and his health, Chauncey, as far as a pickup for the Bucks, how would you rate this?
Very good. Very good. I mean, most good teams are looking for that buyout market. This is a great name and fits in personality-wise, game-wise. You look at maybe him coming off, well, not maybe, but him coming off the bench. An insurance policy, if you will, for Brook Lopez. Yeah. I mean, his skill set is still very high. He's a champion. They don't have a champion on their roster. Bringing that kind of professional into the locker room will be a big deal.
Do you think there will be people across the league that say, Pop looked out for his guy Bud right here?
How dare you?
He didn't really play Powell the entire year. Now all of a sudden he gets bought out to a contract that I was surprised that the Spurs actually gave him.
A lot of people were, yeah.
Right, but great for Powell to get a chance to play for the best team in the league. But I agree with Mr. Big Shot. First off, when you had a Greek free, he basically plays 5 positions. In particular, up front, he's going to play all of the positions depending on who you're going against. So now if you want to play him with Powell or him with Mirotic, you can. You could play him in the game without both of those guys. They lost Thon Maker throughout the year, so it gives them a level of flexibility for the best team currently we have in the game.
And Milwaukee doing some work. A lot of people come to L.A., they don't do work. The Bucks are not those people, because also today, Woj reporting that Eric Bledsoe has signed a 4-year, $70 million extension with the team, which, when you think about, a year ago, what was going on, or when he was in Phoenix and all of that, reports were that he was planning on staying anyways. He was going to be a free agent. And it just sort of, as far as the benefit of doing this now, as the season starts to wind down versus later, is what? You
know, to me, it's just, an opportunity to really just, John Horst and that front office, they've done a terrific job of building that team. You know, giving Eric Bledsoe, who in my opinion, is the second most important player on their roster.
All right.
Facts.
That's big.
Point guard, he defends a lot of tough positions. You can't keep him out of the paint. Facilitator, he's continuing to grow every single year. You get it off of the book so you don't have to worry about it this summer. Now you worry about Brogdon and Middleton and everybody else, but fantastic job if you're the Bucks.
I agree, and if you look at it from his perspective, you secure the bag right now. Don't wait till the offseason. So many big 2019 free agents. You don't want to get caught holding.
That's smart.
Looking for a deal.
Right.
And so, number one. But number two, he unlocks Brogdon, too. Remember when Brogdon was the rookie of the year and he kind of struggled in his second year? Now both of those guys being combination guards allow each other to feed off of one another. And Bledsoe just had a triple-double recently.
Also, when you sign a new deal, you can just relax for a minute, just mentally. Switching gears, James Harden dropped 58 on the Heat last night after a combined 58 in the 2 games prior. He's dumping mass quantities of offense. That is not new. But here's something a little odd. Down 3, closing seconds, Miami chooses not to foul him to extend the game, which cost them a prayer, obviously, of winning. Also cost Harden free throws, which could have gotten him up to the 60. He wound up 18 for 18 from the line. I mean, strategy first. Why didn't they foul?
Normally, Miami will foul in that situation. They have one of the better coaches in the game. But what ends up happening is everybody get caught up in streaks, in numbers, and padding stats. And they knew that he was trying to go for that nice round number, Mr. Big Shot.
Come on, man.
60. And Miami Heat, I affectionately call them Team Fresh Out Braids. They got James Johnson. They got Dwayne Wade now rocking them.
What's wrong with you?
Richardson was already rocking them.
CP, put a shirt on, man.
So I see that they kind of got caught up in the situation and let the game get away from them late.
I was very surprised by that, especially by this Miami team who's trying to make the playoffs.
What, a game back?
They're not in it right now. I mean, I don't care if a guy gets 70 as long as we beat him. I don't care about that, but I understand that these young men do. Man, come on, you can't not play the game and foul at the end. Who knows what can happen?
It was very odd. I'm surprised you said that. Sixers, they had a big one. They won at OKC last night, and they did it without their best player, Joel Embiid. He's missed the last 4 games with tendonitis in his left knee. He is not going to play tomorrow. Primetime, Golden State on ABC. Yep, that's right. That all being said, as far as managing minutes when he does come back out onto the court, and I'm not sure when that's going to be, how do you do this as far as regular season is concerned?
To me, it's tough, and I worry about Joel Embiid. I really do. I mean, his health has always kind of been a factor. He's been pretty healthy this season, been dominant when he plays, but make no mistake about it, if they're going to make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals and try to advance to the finals, it's going to be through this guy, Joel Embiid. So if he's not healthy, and furthermore, even if he's playing but he can't practice, you can't get in the type of condition that you need to be in when you're playing in some of these series when these teams run up and down.
That's exactly where I was going. The two best centers from beginning to this point of the year so far have been Jokic in Denver and Joel Embiid. And I worry, A, he's the player's first couple of years that missed a lot of games. B, he was a player, in my opinion, that struggled with conditioning to the point where he'd scored a lion's share of his points in the first half and not able to muster that same level of energy in the second half. And when you hurt, you can't train the way you need to in practice and stay in shape. So fatigue may be an issue when he returns.
If you're a Sixers fan, you're like, oh, I hope this is nothing. This week's NBA, I mentioned it, Saturday primetime game presented by HyperX Gaming, featuring two of the top teams. You get some Warriors, you get some Sixers, and our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. You can always watch everything on the app from anywhere. Rally begins, Paul.
Here we go, we back. Pistons and Spurs. Blake Griffin versus DeMar DeRozan and Jacob
Pearl. Okay, number one, we don't do a twofer on a Spurs team. That's disrespectful.
Yes, we do.
No, that is
DeMar
rude.
DeRozan and Jacob Pearl versus Blake Griffin. Who you got?
You're not even close on his name. I don't care. I'm always going to take the Spurs. I'll go down.
I'm going with my ex-teammate, Blake Griffin.
And I'm going with DeMar DeRozan and Pearl.
Thank you. Oh, watching it back, it's even worse. Here are the standings as they are right now. Chauncey had a good Wednesday. Things are looking up. Jalen had a good... Man, I'm just the only one not doing this right.
Took off on us.
Jalen is cheating.
Jalen is cheating, and our odds maker is in Boston right now, but I love... This is how professional he is. Still here, still doing wagers. What do you got for us?
Hey, here, let's get right to it. Today we got Washington versus Celtics, Bradley Beal versus Kyrie Irving, points only. Who you got?
Points only.
You at the Sloan Conference. I'm going to take Kyrie, Boston.
I'm going to take Beal.
I'm going to go with Beal as well.
Oh, man.
You know what? This is a must-win for the Celtics. I'm taking Kyrie today.
It really is.
All right, next up.
Okay.
Bulls versus Hawks. Who's your favorite player on wager?
Here we go.
Trae Young.
Okay. Trae Young versus Zach LaVine, points only. Now, remember, Trae Young has been averaging 30 in the last 5 games.
He really has.
Only.
That's got to end, though, right?
Well, we're old enough to remember when the Gold Club in Atlanta was the 31st NBA team. The Bulls are a young squad. I'm going with Trae Young.
When does it end for him? I don't know. Is it today? You know what? I'm going to hot hand. Give me Trae Young. It's a hard one.
I'm gonna go Zach. I'm gonna go Zach because I can't gain no ground if we all the same.
That's a good point.
I'm going Zach LaVine.
I think he's gunning for that Rookie of the Year, too.
All right, here we go. Trailblazers versus Raptors. I got Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum versus Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, and Kyle Lowry.
Seriously?
Points only.
Goodness. Wait,
3 versus 2.
Siakam,
Ibaka,
Serge.
and Lowry.
Siakam, Ibaka, and Lowry.
I'm taking the Portland's mama's
CJ and
boys.
Dame.
Lillard and McCollum.
They're on a roll, too, but it's a long... You know what? Give me the Raptors.
Siakam.
I'm going to do that.
I'm going to go Portland.
Man. Paul, what are you doing?
Yeah, I can't agree with anything Beads say, so I'm going Portland also, Beads.
Okay, well, this is where I start to make my comeback.
Right, Clippers and Kings. Lou Williams versus De'Aaron Fox, points only.
Wow.
Remember, Lou Williams comes off the bench.
Yep, what?
I'm going Sweet Lou.
Bagley's injured right now.
Give me Fox.
De'Aaron got to put a little more work in. Kings fighting for, they both fighting for the A spot. I'm going to go with the seasoned vet, the professional scorer, Lou Will.
I'm going Lou Will also.
Man, those are two that I'm on my own.
Lou Will.
Ooh, it's going to be a good night for Beadsy.
Here is the one of the night. Bucks versus Lakers.
Big game.
We got the King versus the Greek Freak.
Who's the king?
Points, rebounds, and assists.
Wow.
All three.
Who you got?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Paul Pierce, that's a good one there, buddy.
That's a good one, sir.
That is a good one. And I feel like I'm going to get a motivated LeBron James tonight.
Gotta be.
I'm going to go with LeBron James.
I'm taking the Greek Freak.
I'm taking the Greek Freak as well.
Let's go, Bron.
I really love the Lakers defense, and so I must go with the Greek Freak.
They give up 60, 70 points in the paint every game.
God. We still hate you all the way from here, Paul. It's all working out, buddy. Safe travel
Way
back.
to represent the team,
I'm ready to get back home.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
are.
Don't
All
try
right,
to call
y'all.
in either.
See y'all tomorrow.
Bye. SportsCenter tonight. After the buzzer with Stan and Neil. They'll have some post-game, obviously, from that big game. Plus, on the anniversary of his 100-point game, how Wilt's legendary stats still amaze. And what matters most in the QB workouts at the Combine. SportsCenter tonight, 1 a.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, on ESPN and the app. Going from a man who pioneered the step back to a man who helped pioneer modern bully ball. Kawhi Leonard has more steals than fouls. Raptors, Blazers, coming up. I like the
Crazy
jacket.
stat right there.
Oh, you're welcome. Friendly reminder, the best team in basketball has never won a playoff series in its current form. Can Giannis and the Bucks take that leap in 1 year? It's worth wondering. Is the newest of the new school, a foreign-born NBA star who defies conventions for a human his size. Not just Greek, a legit freak. On the other hand, he's as old school as they come. When it comes to working out with players from other teams, he's out. No buddying up with guys you're out to beat when the chips are down. Rachel Nichols talked with Giannis about his run at the MVP and Milwaukee's run at a title.
I don't think there's ever been a player like Giannis on any level.
Down the lane to the rim and throws it down. Oh, blocked by Antetokounmpo.
He's almost unstoppable.
He's got potential through the roof. We're certainly excited about where he's going.
So guys, when they reach the level you're playing now, they always talk about how the game slows down and they can just feel their way. It becomes really easy. Has that hit that point for you?
Yeah, I think the game of slowing down for me is my third year, actually. I think I'm scratching the surface of my potential. I'm getting better every year.
How much better can you get?
I think I get a lot better. But as long as I believe that, I think it's going to happen.
You did have such a different path to the NBA than so many other players. How do you think all of those different worries and concerns that you had as a kid growing up, how did that affect who you are now?
Definitely affect me. It made me who I am now. You know, it made me this, tough person. It gave me my work ethic, my discipline, and that's why I feel pressure because like we actually had, problems and issues like that we couldn't, provide ourselves with food. And they're telling me about, if I feel pressured and stuff, being in the NBA and leading the team, no, I just work hard, have fun and try to be the same person that I was when I was a kid.
He's about 14, and now here he is as a rookie playing in the NBA.
Going coast to coast, Mayo gets it back to him. This guy's going to be special.
Your physical body since your rookie year has changed so much. When you look back at that rookie, Giannis Antetokounmpo, what do you see? What does that guy look like to you?
He looked really skinny. Skinny, but, he was a kid that worked hard, believed in himself, and, gave everything he had. He didn't have much. He had a lot of muscles, he didn't have a lot of skills, but he gave his heart and soul, every game to get better.
Giannis, left wing for his third three of the game. Oh, my! Yes, sir!
You are surrounded by terrific three-point shooters on that team. Do any of them try to work with you or give you advice about how to develop that part of your game?
They always tell me to, have confidence in myself and just shoot the ball. I just believe in myself because they've seen me work hard in practice, and Coach Bow wants me to shoot it every game. And it doesn't matter if I miss it or make it or we lose or win. It's a process. It's just you just gotta believe in yourself, and shooting just about confidence.
Yeah, we feel like Giannis is very deserving of the MVP. I think he sets a tone for our entire organization. His work ethic, it's phenomenal.
I do want you to talk about MVP because your coach has made a very strong case for why you should win the MVP this year. Can you give me the case why you should win MVP?
I should win MVP because probably I don't care. I just care about winning. That's what I care about.
That's not a very good campaign speech.
It doesn't matter. I just care about winning. I know if we keep winning and we keep playing good basketball, it's going to take care of itself.
He's on pace to become the first player in NBA history to increase his scoring and field goal percentage in each of his first 5 seasons after the rookie year. He's done it on both sides. Second best defensive efficiency, gone up each of the last 3. He also ranks in the top 20 of defensive real plus minus. There's your analytics, boys. He's not only improving year to year, he's improving month to month. 40% from 3 in February, and his 3-point percentage has gone up every month this season. I don't know what else you could possibly ask for, Jalen, but when do you think he wins his first MVP?
There's a chance it can happen this season. I think he and James Harden are going to jockey for position as the season progresses, and they're going to be unique cases. The Greek Freak is probably going to be on the best team record-wise in the game. He's going to lead them in multiple statistical categories. You talked about his level of improvement, and you can factor in his defense, which is going to be remarkably better than James Harden. So it's going to be fascinating to see which one of those guys play well these last 20 or so games to get it done.
Yeah, I agree. To me, it's a 1A and 1B situation for MVP. But that last stat that we showed, the 3-point shooting, is really, really impressive. I mean, you usually see guys go to the lab in the summertime and come back and improve at 3 or 4 percentage points. This dude is 40% from 3 in February, 31, 22. It continues to go down. He's getting better every single month. That's just a testament to the hard work that this dude puts in every single day. He wants to be great, and my favorite part about him is his competitiveness. You can count on one hand the amount of guys that you play with, and I know I can too, that got mad when a guy scored on them.
Right.
You don't see that often.
Right.
This dude gets mad when you score on him. I love that competitive nature and fire that he plays with.
And if you think about his 3-point shot improving, look at an all-star player like Ben Simmons, and then an MVP player like the Greek Freak who keeps adding to his game consistently.
I mean, those numbers, the fact that you start at the beginning of the season at 6% and it's up to 40, and you can't ask for much. By the way, for the sake of argument and so that Thunder fans don't tweet at you guys, I'd also like to just say that Paul George is definitely in that conversation.
Of course he is.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that we were doing that in there. As far as anything that's holding him back at this moment from being the best player in the league, what is it?
I think what's holding him back is the rules of the NBA, and it has a salary cap.
Fair enough.
If we're looking at Bryce Harper and Machado, the money that they're getting, and we were just talking about this, at 24 years old, he's going to amass about $750 million to $1 billion worth of NBA contracts over the next 10 years.
Excuse me?
He's going to be in line for how much, Mr. Big Shot?
Oh, man, he'll be able to do a 5 years, $250 million extension.
So if he could do that, if I'm his agent, I keep rolling it over. 2 or 3 years, keep doing 5 for 250, 5 for 250. So it's gonna. This guy is about to be a game changer.
But the good thing that I love, the major thing that I love about him is he just loves to play basketball. You know, there's a lot of people in our league, and I'm just being honest, they don't really love basketball.
Right.
They're not passionate, they're just gifted. This dude loves basketball, and he loves to play on both ends of the floor, and Beads, you know, to answer your question, if there's anything that's holding him back, nothing's holding him back, but there's an opportunity for him to be the best player in the league for year after year when that jump shot is consistent.
Okay.
Night in and night out. When that happens, lights out.
It feels like it's going to head in the right direction.
Absolutely. And my favorite aspect is, like, so many times people use the terms able to play 5 positions. Because Magic Johnson jumped center as a rookie, won the championship, but he didn't necessarily play 5 positions throughout his career. LeBron James can play 4 sometimes, but not all 5. Like, this guy is the first guy, and correct me if I'm wrong, that literally plays 5 positions on a nightly basis, depending on the matchups.
And what's more impressive about that? He can guard 5 positions.
Correct.
Most guys can't. He can guard all 5 positions. This dude is special.
Yeah.
This dude is
5,
special,
250
man.
over and over again. I'm okay. Check out The Jump. You should be watching it. Rachel Nichols, a whole bunch of players, reporters, insiders, every day, 3 Eastern, for an hour of nothing but hoops. Tune in. CJ McCollum following in the never-ending footsteps of Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton, Ray Allen. According to Second Spectrum, he travels a greater distance per game than anyone in the league. Oh, it's lots of cardio. You can eat whatever you want. Speaking of, which of these 2 franchises finally ride regular season success into postseason glory? Who you got, Blazers or Raptors? This or that next.
We don't just have to guard other teams have to guard us.
James says, give me that! CJ raising a triple. Yes!
I think we just had the mentality that we got winners.
Kyle Lowry from deep.
Damian Lillard from the outer limit.
What we've been able to accomplish as a group is working for us.
I'm rare.
For a really long time, Albert Einstein was credited for defining insanity as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. He actually never said it. I know, it's weird. Now, do you throw away all those inspirational posters, T-shirts, coffee mugs, or keep them knowing they don't actually make you any better? 29 NBA franchises face the similar choice every season. Keep what wins or make room for a championship run. Not an exact science, but I do wonder what Big Al would say about the Trailblazers and Raptors. I know what I would. The Trailblazers and Raptors have been two of the more successful franchises in the league. In the first 82 games, that is. Over the last 2 seasons, both teams were built around 2 stars, fueled by great fans, positive regular seasons, and subsequent postseason disappointments. But new season, new approach, right? Portland's second straight first-round sweep out of the playoffs resulted in very little. Their all-star backcourt of Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum are intact. Terry Stotts remains at the helm and working with a very similar, if improved, cast in the front court. Wash, rinse, repeat. Of course, even if the Trailblazers could get past the first round, it might come down to physics, the unstoppable force called the Warriors. For the Raptors, it was the immovable object known as LeBron, whose Cavaliers swept away Toronto's last 2 playoff runs in the second round. When James did move out west, the Raptors seized the day, trading Kyle Lowry's BFF DeMar DeRozan for Kawhi Leonard. But Toronto's risk requires an immediate reward. Kawhi is eligible to leave town on July 1st, and with only 1 more year left on Kyle Lowry's deal, if not now, it might be a while up north. So Portland stayed the course, and Toronto went for the fences. Yet, here we are again, 2019, and the Blazers are 5th in offense in the league, while the Raptors are right behind at 6th. The Raptors, 5th in net rating, Blazers, 8th. And in terms of true shooting percentage, Toronto 6th, Portland 11th. So here we go again. 2 stars, fans still going nuts, top teams in their conferences, and headed for the postseason. Will it lead to a different result, or just more torturous insanity? So according to ESPN's Basketball Power Index, also your brains, the odds favor the Raptors in the top-heavy East to make a deep run over the Blazers in the West. In fact, Raptors have the 3rd best odds in the league. They're also the subjects for the latest installment of This or That.
Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come, yo. Here they come. Here they come. This or that. Here they come. This or that. 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 You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. I think you get with this. This is kind of fat. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. I think you get with this. Cause this is where it's at.
I figure why don't we break down these 2 teams to just binary situations. So we're going to start this, Chauncey, and you're going to kick it off. Who would you take in a 7-game series, the Blazers or the Raptors?
The Raptors. I would take in a 7-game series, yes. I just think they're a better basketball team.
Okay.
I'll take the Raptors as well, based on the 2 teams' regular season records, meaning they'll also have home court advantage. If this was a 1 through 16 seeding, and these Western Conference team is playing against the one in the East.
And you think the Kawhi Leonard the difference? Okay, that's fine. More entertaining to watch, Jalen, you first. Blazers or Raptors?
More entertaining to watch? Blazers.
Okay.
The Raptors are a working man's team. You know, they do all of the dirty work. They give up a good shot to get a great shot. I've seen Dame and CJ both score 40 points in less than 30 minutes in the game.
I'll take the Raptors.
I knew you would.
Guess why?
Blue collar friend.
Blue
yeah.
They play defense. They share the basketball a little better.
Yeah, but when they come on,
they have a guy like Siakam who is emerging that nobody really knew about, but he's balling.
Yep.
Maybe the most improved player. I'm going with the Raptors.
I stay up too many nights to watch
brand.
the Blazers at 10:30 Eastern. I need to see them score.
Chance, player you build a team around, Kawhi or Dame?
I would say Dame. I would say Dame, even though y'all know my affinity with Kawhi and Dame. But this is a point guards league at the moment. I think Dame Lillard, just his leadership qualities that he has, that he's continued to build over the years. I would say if I had to build One of those two guys, I would say Dame Lillard.
You know how much I love Dame, but the answer to this has to be Kawhi Leonard. Because while it's a guard-driven league, when the NBA Finals come and the trophy gets passed out, usually that team has a really productive wing, like LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Andre Iguodala won Finals MVP for the Golden State Warriors. I need somebody like Kawhi that can try to slow those guys down and do work on the other end.
All right, Chauncey, better duo, Lillard and McCollum or Leonard and Lowry?
Ooh, this is tough. I will take Kyle and Kawhi.
Okay.
They're both two totally different positions. You can't mesh the two. They both duos have great synergy, but I'm gonna go with those two guys. I think defensively, you're living a little better on that end.
He keeps saying defense. You love defense so much. You got a championship winning defense, didn't you?
I did.
Right, I see. But you just picked. So you just picked Dame over Lillard. So that means you're taking Lowry over CJ?
Dame over Lillard?
You took Dame over Kawhi.
To build a team.
To build a team. So that means you're taking Lowry over CJ?
What I tried to explain was that CJ and Dame are almost kind of similar.
Almost kind of similar. You know what? We'll end that one there.
I'm going with Portland.
Better nickname. Rip City or the 6?
Rip City is Rip Hamilton, first of all.
Okay, well, I don't know why you're saying.
I'll take the 6.
Okay, is it because the other you was
Rip
okay?
Hamilton.
That's fine. Jalen.
I'm going with the 6 too because Drake coined it and gave it a cool factor, and I see him sitting courtside to enjoy his Raptors while he gets a chance to.
You have never sounded older in your entire. You just went, well, Drake said it, so I think that's the best. I'm done with you.
He gave it a little cool factor.
Ooh, childhood. Okay, Jalen. Clyde Drexler or Vince Carter?
Ooh.
That one's good. That
Clyde
one's I think.
Drexler or Vince Carter?
I got to think out loud.
Clyde broke my heart when I was a kid, so I don't know. That's your answer.
I'm sure Clyde broke a lot of hearts, by the way.
You know what? Vince is my former teammate, but I'm going to have to get Clyde the edge because he helped lead his team to the NBA Finals. Vince was
better teams.
not able to do so.
He had Terry Porter to play with the whole time, and then the dream, but I'm going with this guy right here, Vince Carter.
Sergeant Vincent Lamar Carter.
Even though it is close. I mean, Clyde
really
was
close.
a bad boy, but Clyde couldn't even put his blinker on with his left hand.
Oh,
he went right every single time.
No. He couldn't reach for the toilet paper.
Come on, man.
Ooh, that's a visual. Thank you.
Hey, Clyde, I love you, Clyde. I love you, Clyde.
Love you, OG.
Commissioner of the Big
Sorry,
Three, that's
Clyde.
my man.
Hey,
UFC
shout out to
35.
Bill Wolf and Amina Hussein. I love our show.
From Vegas. You got a couple of co-main events, pay-per-view. ESPN Deportes will have prelims starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. You can order it. Go to ESPN.com/UFC 235. Tonight's Rising Star brought to you by Mountain Dew Ice. Oh, yes. Pascal Siakam rising.
There he is.
Increased his scoring average by 9 points. Hello, from last year. That kid's having a moment right now.
I don't think his nickname fits his game. Spicy P should be more for somebody with oohs and ahs type game.
What are we going to give him? Plus, AD's situation has had a butterfly effect in the league. Jalen tells us the thing about how far-reaching a superstar's bench time has been in the NBA. Serge Ibaka flashing his shot-blocking ability, leading the Raptors in blocks. 3-time all-defensive selection, would never be a nominee for the class of 81. So defensive effort's not a joke. Given the speed, the strength of today's players, current style of play, some could argue that defense has never been better. Some could argue that, but that doesn't mean everybody got the memo, Jalen.
Your expertise comes from your experience. And since I was present when Kobe Bryant scored the second highest...
Just present?
Outfit. Yeah, I was present. I got a front row seat. I got paid to play, wore shorts and everything. Here's the class of 81 for Friday, March 1st.
Really?
And we're going to start it with LeBron James.
That's a first.
Chauncey, how about this? It's one thing to leave your man wide open. It's another thing to blame your teammates. He literally tell them you got to guard him. Look, watch this, Chauncey. Look, watch what he do, look. Like, why you ain't get him? Look, like, seriously? This is going to be the only year I coach this guy. The Celtics, maybe Kyrie was right. The young fellas are not giving effort.
Ooh, wow.
One thing the OG Al Horford get blown by, look at Tatum, cement shoes. Look at Jalen Brown. Nobody moved.
That is a former dunk champ. I mean, maybe that was a business decision.
Maybe so. Landry Shamet, You know the NFL Combine is this week, Chauncey.
Oh.
And that's why he starts to run his 40-yard dash here. Check him out as Donovan goes into the bag.
Oh, he was trying, Jalen.
Bang, bang, bang.
He tried, though.
He tried.
Come on.
Well, at least Murray's 5'10".
Who's what match?
Corey Brewer. I'm happy to see the fella back in the league. It's hard to stop Giannis. It's even harder when you take your eyes off of him.
Come on, Pookie.
Come on, you can't do an eye joke right now.
That's my math teacher right there, man.
That's not right.
Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Here we got CP3, one of the best defenders in the game.
Uh-oh.
There is such a thing, however, to too much defense. Look what he do to this OG at the front row. Look, he took the ball from him,
Come on,
Bees.
CP. You got to do that on the road, not at home.
You can't do that to the elderly fella that's sitting front row at your game.
Paid a lot of
Look,
money
he was
for
showing
that.
his wife that he had the game ball.
Man,
he just snatched it away from him. Didn't even look twice. Russell Westbrook was nicer to the kid that touched him.
Well, because it was a teaching moment. It was a really nice teaching moment for everybody involved. By the way, if you see any of these type moments, be sure to tweet at Jalen.
That was a good tape.
Class of 81. Yeah, you had Chris Paul and LeBron James.
How about that?
Yeah, that was not equal opportunity. If you cannot get enough of stats and basketball, who can't? Bucks-Lakers game in a totally different way will be on ESPN3 and the app. On screen, real-time graphics, courtesy of sports analytics company Second Spectrum. Full court press broadcast. It's going to have Tom Thibodeau, Zach Lowe, and Kurt Goldsberry. Learn something. And the only thing defensive about the Lakers right now is the fans talking about the playoffs. Coming up next, we see how deep Lakers concerns are with a little court vision. Management is now the new DMP rest. And then we learned that once Anthony Davis was not traded from the Pelicans, he's now going to play 20-25 minutes. But nothing in the fourth quarter, and it just feels a little odd, and some people are not happy about it, Jalen. Talk to me.
I'm one of those people, and I'm here to tell you the thing about Anthony Davis and his trade demand. It was a pebble in the windshield. It created a small crack at first, and that first crack was to the Pelicans organization. Pelicans are 5-8 since the trade request. Before the trade request, he was scoring 29.3 points per game while averaging 37 minutes. After the trade request, scoring 17 points while averaging 22 minutes per game. Why is he playing in the fourth quarters?
I don't know.
This team was actually still in the playoff hunt.
Right.
Somewhat before that trade request. Not so much anymore. The windshield cracks have spread all the way to Vegas, too. What do I mean by that? They're unpredictable. The Pelicans are 6-0 versus the spread when Davis does not play.
Hold up. Are you feeling bad for Vegas right now?
But they're 2-4 when he does play. How about that? They've been an underdog, by the way, 70% of the time.
Yeah, I buy that.
So they've really been struggling. Let's talk about the once proud Lakers and the impact that it's had on their fractured situation. The trade packages were leaked, and all of the young players knew that locker room turmoil could be an issue, and it's become an issue so much so, Beads, they're 4-7 since the request. They can't stop teams from scoring in the paint, and the Lakers now seem so thirsty that they're giving Anthony Davis a standing ovation, Mr. Big Shot. And he's not even a free agent this summer.
Thirsty, huh?
This reminds me of the team that put up a billboard for Dwight Howard. I just really don't recognize it at this point. So that's the thing about one Anthony Davis.
So the Lakers didn't get Anthony Davis. LeBron James, the trade deadline survivors, scraping things out with a win against the Pelicans on Wednesday, as you talked about. As we sit here, they're 3 games out of the playoff with 21 to play. If LeBron's worried, ain't showing it at practice. This is shoot-around today. Dance, and the world dances with you, doesn't it? The next 6 games bring a challenge for this team, close to get anywhere near 8th, actually. They're only favored to win 3 of the 6. They only have a 1.5% chance of winning all 6 games. The Lakers being thirsty is my favorite part of all of that right there. I want to ask you, Chauncey, as far as the Lakers' defensive problems, and I know Paul made a little crack at it earlier, and we've mentioned it a lot, as has every other basketball show in the country. What is going on? Is it fixable? Tell us.
You know, the one thing that you can always control as a player, I don't care what level you're on, is just your effort. I'm just not seeing any effort there. I mean, I'm really not. I mean, and it's from everybody. It's from the leader, the king, LeBron, all the way down. It's been no effort. It's no communication on the defensive end. And most of all, there's no pride. There's no pride on that defensive end. And we're going to Jalen, you see two guys rotate to the corner three-point shooter.
Wow.
Now, two guys are going to rotate, but guess what? Two other guys are going to run away from Joakim Noah, who's going to dunk this basketball. Joakim's my man, but he's as old as us. You can't have that. Now, look at this. Rondo gets a layup. Now, Jalen, you played in the league.
Oh,
Only
my
time
goodness.
you backpedal like this is when you had a hezzy jump shot.
Right.
You backpedal for defense. There's four guys backpedaling after a made basket.
At home.
And they give up a Fareed dunk. And they were losing the game. Now, look at McGee. He's saying, yeah, I got you. This is the first play of the game.
Oh, dear.
Look where his man is at. These could have all been on the 81 tape.
I mean, honestly.
Now, look at LeBron. Watch his effort right here. Now, he turns it over. He's still not in the play yet. The other three guys, there's been really no communication with the exception of JaVale McGee, who's pointing saying, look, somebody stop my man. Jalen, you started playing basketball at maybe 7, 8 years old. You learned how to stop the ball first. LeBron misses a layup right here. Now, Kyrie is further back than LeBron. Watch how this play ends up, Jalen.
LeBron at least wiped his chest.
First of all, LeBron's not even in the picture yet. Putting the onus and the pressure on KCP to have to decide. Do I go run to Kyrie? Oh, but I forgot. There's a guy behind me in Jalen Brown. This is just, yes, it's maybe fixable, but it has to start with some effort. Look at all of these NBA ranks right here. 30th, opponents' points per game. 29th, point differential. 30th of points for the opponent's three-point shots, and 28th for
those are ugly
transition baskets.
Okay, look.
That's just crazy.
So LeBron James has obviously earned equity. He is arguably one of the best players have ever played the game. But at some point, you got to be really, really honest about how this season is going to end up playing out. How much of it is the team? How much of it is LeBron?
Well, listen, a lot of it's both. But to me, LeBron is the leader. There needs to be some more buy-in, a little more buy-in, a little more, action from LeBron on the defensive end. Because at the end of the day, listen, if we look at all of LeBron's runs and to the finals, he never played with a lot of young guys. He just didn't. He played with a lot of veterans. They built the team, veterans around him, and specialty players. Some guys are defensive specialists, some guys are jump shooters.
Right.
Well, this is totally different for LeBron. And he's having to carry a heavy load here. However, it is what it is. To whom much is given,
much is required.
And that's just what it is.
Lou Walton to the rescue, because he's decided, instead of starting JaVale McGee or even Tyson Chandler, I'm just going to start my three best players up front, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, and Ingram, and we're going to try to outscore teams. We're going to play at a windshield wiper pace. The floor is going to be spread, more wide open, try to create some mismatches offensively. Now, when they go against teams who have bigs that can really score, that's going to be another issue because they've given up a lot of points in the paint. But that's what they've decided to do, and it worked in the previous game.
It's got to be hard, though, as we get older to relate